You can see right here there's a much larger hole in the wall that we patched for one of my sons. Made a big hole right there. And we patched that months ago, and it's dried now quite a bit. And I'm going to see if I can take it and wipe off some of the excess without having to sand it. If I can avoid sanding it, that'd be good, like I said, because then I won't have a big, huge, flat spot right here that stands out. Because you can see the rest of the wall has a little bit of like orange peel type dot pattern texture to it. So I'm going to try to rub off some of the excess around the periphery here, and then there's enough of it that sticks out that I'll have to sand it later before I go to paint it, but I'm just going to wipe out some of the excess and see if it works. So take a baby wipe again and see if we can wipe off some of this. Maybe a magic eraser is another option, but this one is kind of bulky, so I might actually go grab a magic eraser and get it wet and try rubbing it down with that too and see if that works even better. It seems to be doing something. Oh yeah, it's coming off the edges good. And it's looking good even just with the baby wipe. I didn't have to get out the magic eraser. Again, wiping off the excess around where the hole was so that you get that original texturing that was on the wall before you put the spackling on it, before you put the crack spackle on. It's starting to come up a little bit more than I wanted, but actually it's looking good. So yeah, I just wipe off the excess. And I could sand that if I wanted to. Maybe it's slightly elevated, not really much though. Maybe I will go over it with the magic eraser just more aggressively here with this wipe, but good wet rag or baby wipe. It works wonders to wipe off the excess here. Now it's brought that down to the size of only covering where the hole was originally, so that the original texturing is there, and it will blend in much better when I do paint it later. And I probably will. Again, I usually don't paint these all at the same time. Right now I'm just going around and finding all the holes and filling them in with the spackling, and then later when I have the paint out and I'm painting anyway, I'll paint it. But if you have, if you're going to show your house or someone's coming over and you want it to look really nice, you could paint it just after it dries. But I'm good. My kids are probably going to bonk the wall again here anyway. But anyway, that's looking better. There's just a smaller spot now, and when we paint it, it will blend in even better, so it won't be white anymore. It'll just be the color of the wall, but that way it's not as big of a spot, and you still get the original texturing around where that spot was. Wipe this off with the towel here too, kind of blend that in more. So yeah, it's looking a little bit better. I patched it a long time ago, and you can tell I didn't wipe off the excess, but I was probably just trying to be careful because it was such a large hole that I didn't want to make that divot come back by wiping too vigorously. But now that it's dry, it actually does still wipe off, so I'm just wiping off the excess right around it. So now when we actually paint over this, there won't be as much of a weird texture to it. It'll blend in better with the wall. But that actually had been drying there for months. I had patched that a long time ago, so we'll paint over that later. That's where the door hits there. Sometimes I need to put I guess there's a door stop here, but I don't know how that got hit. But anyway, so that's another thing. You can wipe up the excess later if you want to as well. You can let it dry and then wipe it off after is another idea as well.